Every night at precisely 3 a.m., the door at the end of the hall would open. No one knew why. The building was empty, except for me. I'd taken the job as a night watchman at this remote, high-rise office building, large and cold, filled with endless corridors and locked rooms. Everyone else went home at 5 p.m. By midnight, the place was silent. But at 3 a.m., the door at the end of the hall would creak open. It was the last door, an unmarked steel entry, like the kind you'd see on a storage closet. No one had ever used it, as far as I knew. There was no key, no handle, just a steel plate and a barely noticeable seam. The first time it happened, I thought it was just the wind or a draft from the air conditioning. But it happened again the next night, then the next. Each time I sat frozen, watching the door swing open an inch, then two, as if something inside was slowly pushing it out. Curiosity gnawed at me, so one night I decided to investigate. I waited until 2:50 a.m., then grabbed my flashlight and crept down the hall, past the rows of dark offices and empty desks. The closer I got to the door, the more I felt wrong. It was as if the air itself thickened, pressing against my chest. At exactly 3 a.m., the door opened. I stepped forward. The hallway was eerily quiet. No sound, no movement. The darkness beyond the door felt like a vacuum pulling at me. I shone the flashlight into the room beyond. Empty, nothing but blackness. Then a sound, a slow, wet scraping noise. It came from inside the room. I didn't want to look. I wanted to turn and run, but something made me step forward. The flashlight flickered, and then I saw it. A figure, bent over, crawling across the floor. Its skin was pale, stretched tight over bone, like it had been trapped in that room for years. Its eyes were empty, black hollows. It stopped, turned its head slowly to face me, and smiled. A dry, rattling breath echoed from its throat, and it whispered one word: "Stay." Before I could move, the door slammed shut behind me. The darkness pressed in, cold and suffocating. The flashlight died. The last thing I heard was that scraping sound, growing louder and closer. I never left that building.